by the Supreme Authority, Lord Sri Krishna. This realization is possible when one works without attachment to fruitive results and is situated in the fixed conception of the real self. Oma Ginati Vidandasya, Gyana Gana Shalakaya, Chakshu Umritam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Shri Chaitanyam Anovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mayam Dadanti Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshitanini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shiva Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So I read the translation again. Sanjay said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana Krishna spoke the following words. So Sanjay is speaking to Dhritarashtra, who is a king but blind. There is war about to start. Arjuna and Krishna are on the battlefield. And Sanjay is sitting in the palace. Sanjay is the secretary and also the chariot driver for the king, Dhritarashtra, who is blind. And so Sanjay has been given the means to be able to sit at one place and see what's going on other places. That's called remote viewing, by the way. It's a mystic city, mystic perfection that one can, in fact, if they want to study under the correct teacher. It takes about 12 years. You can know how to do that if you would have put that kind of time into it. So Sanjay is describing that Arjuna, who is a very well-trained soldier, in fact in the category of a general, his mind is depressed, as it says here. And he's just about ready to cry because the war that he's about to fight involves opponents that are his relatives and his teachers. And it's not an easy thing to see fighting going on where you'll have to fight against someone that helped to raise you to make you the kind of person that you are. It's easy for us to sit back and read, but if you put yourself in that situation, you would have protested even bigger than Arjuna did. But still, Krishna put Arjuna in that situation, and Krishna is going to instruct him about what it is that he needs to do. So right now, or at least at this point, the way this text is describing, Arjuna is pretty much depressed. Arjuna is saying this war shouldn't go on. And now the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is called Madhusudan because he killed the demon Madhu, is now going to speak to Arjuna. So the focus of this lecture is actually on compassion. On compassion. How should we understand what compassion is? You can look at compassion from the material standpoint. You can even look in the dictionary for the meaning of compassion, which I have, by the way. I'll read it out to you at some point. But then what a spiritualist sees compassion as is different from what a materialist sees compassion as. And so that's the whole point of Srila Prabhupada describing the commentary or the purport part. And the first sentence that he writes is, material compassion and lamentation and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. So what does he mean by that? The real self is not this physical body. The real self is the soul. And it is not difficult for us to even figure out where our souls would be. Some of you know already. But even for those who don't know, every living entity has a soul. Every living entity has a soul. And not only that every living entity has a soul, but the real person is the soul. The real person is the soul. So we can rephrase the sentence, every living entity has a body, and every living entity is actually the soul. So that is the situation. And in this particular text, later on, if you're interested in reading more on Bhagavad Gita, it's the same chapter we're on, chapter 2, we read text 1. If you go to text 22, 23, 24, and thereabouts, Krishna is describing the nature of the soul. The soul is not a material thing. The soul is spiritual, and so material things cannot affect the soul. So the soul cannot be burned, it cannot be killed, and it is forever. It is actually part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. We are all tiny parts and parcels as far as the soul or the spirit is concerned. Spirit and soul are interchangeable. So this is the situation that Arjuna finds himself in. He is a warrior, he's a soldier. Krishna is with him because he has a relationship of friendship with Krishna. This is a whole topic in itself, to the kind of relationships that we have with the Lord in the spiritual world. It's of five major varieties, and one of them is friendship. So Arjuna is a friend of Krishna, but he's also going to fight this battle. And as we said earlier, he is depressed, not because he can't fight. He's actually a great general. He is well known with his, about his fighting ability. But this is the first time he's facing people who raised him and who loved him, and he loves them. And because of the war situation and the disturbance on both sides, now basically the Pandavas, Arjuna is one of them, of the 5 Pandavas, are going to fight the Kurus, who are their cousins. So this is actually family relation. Very prominent here, and other kings around the world have also met. A total of 640 million soldiers gathered in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Arjuna is thinking that this is a difficult thing for him to do. Now, Srila Prabhupada describes material compassion and tears are all signs of ignorance of who the soul is. Because in the fight, Arjuna may be able to kill the physical body of the soldiers, and this happens to this day in any war. The physical bodies will be stopped, and that's what we call death. But the souls can never be killed. So the soul will go on to the next existence, which we call reincarnation. So Srila Prabhupada really explains that, okay, this is ignorance of the real self if you have compassion for the physical body. And you are a soldier, that's your duty, you're supposed to fight. So compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. Compassion for the eternal soul, and the soul is eternal, the soul never dies. It is self-realization because a person who is compassionate for the soul understands the higher purpose of life. So this is why Srila Prabhupada puts it that way. And he gives the other analogy, compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. If you want to save somebody that's drowning, go for the person. But if you just rip the dress off, somehow it comes off, the shirt comes off, and you just swim back to the shore and say, okay, I have saved this person. Yeah, you saved the shirt. would use the shirt, what would the relatives of that person say? So then it is senseless. So one who does not know this and laments for the outward dress is called a person who laments unnecessarily. So the point Srila Prabhupada is making is, we are the soul, and we are in this physical body. So the physical body is actually what Srila Prabhupada is making an analogy as the outward dress. So now from a spiritual standpoint, we're talking about the person, the real living entity being the soul. That needs compassion expressed on, and whatever is, if the soul is in the situation or the person, this person needs help on a spiritual level, that should be given. But not just the physical body. On the other point, the other way to look at it is, all right, so the physical body, even if you saved a person, and they continue with their life, are they going to live forever? No. Another situation is going to cause them to die. So, taking the trouble to save the soul is more important than dealing with the material body. In one sense, the material body cannot be saved because you cannot have a person stay in the material body forever. It will quit, the body will be at some point old, and the soul will have to come out of the body. That is what we call death, when the body is no longer functional. The soul comes out, and then, depending on how a person has lived life and what they desire and so on, there's intricate arrangement made for the next body to be given. That means you will go into the female body of a particular species and get born, based on the list of lessons that they need to learn, as well as their own desires too. So, we will look more at compassion from a spiritual standpoint. But there are some things too that we need to be careful of. We are, after all, in the material world. And so we'll start with the material definition, although we've talked about some things involving the soul. The dictionary meaning of compassion is sympathetic pity and concern for the sufferings or misfortunes of others. When a person is sympathetic or feels pitiful towards somebody for some sufferings or misfortunes going on in their life, according to the dictionary, that is compassion. That is the material way of looking at it. We've already talked about the fact that we're not these physical bodies. But the way the dictionary has explained it is pity or compassion at the subtle level, a person's emotions. That's what they're talking about. Sufferings and misfortunes of others. So some things may have happened to a person, but they're suffering because they're suffering usually from the heart. How they're feeling because of what's happened. Now, in Bhagavad Gita Chapter 1, text 28, Srila Prabhupada is making a commentary. Srila Prabhupada, by the way, for those who don't know, is the founder of this particular society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So, the important thing is to direct a person, if you want to really be compassionate to them, to direct that person towards devotion or service to Krishna, to the Lord. Because service to the Lord helps us to develop all good qualities. As we say in the Shastra, it's said in the Shastra, godly persons, a person who is connected to service to the Lord and has qualities like the demigods do. One of the qualities of a demigod is compassion. So, from a material standpoint, Arjuna was concerned about what was going to happen to the soldiers. There were soldiers on his side and there were soldiers on the other side. And he was concerned about the fate for these soldiers, the fact that there was going to be a war, and the soldiers had been called to fight. And what caused the problems, the soldiers had nothing to do with, but they were still going to fight each other and risk their lives. Goes on to this day. Even when politicians make decisions, two politicians go against each other, a bunch of soldiers to go out there and fight. So Arjuna, being a very kind person, genuinely devoted to the Lord, he was being sympathetic, just like the dictionary says, sympathetic pity. So he was being, in the beginning, sympathetic, and he was even feeling compassion, material compassion, for the soldiers on the other side. He was compassionate, he was feeling for his own soldiers on his side, but even for the other side too. Because he could foresee that when the war starts, a lot of them were going to get killed. So he was feeling very bad that way. But because Krishna wanted to speak the essence of real life from a spiritual standpoint, Bhagavad Gita, to him, first, Krishna condemned the material compassion. He condemned material compassion not because he is insensitive to people's feelings, but he condemned it because he wanted Arjuna to look at it from a higher standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint. And the point is, we've talked about it a few minutes back, that if even from a material standpoint Arjuna was compassionate and the war didn't go on, or whether he didn't fight the war, one way or the other, all of these soldiers were going to die anyway. Somewhere else. Maybe not through a war, but they were going to die. And that is true for all of us. We're also going to leave our bodies at some point. So then the important thing is how to have compassion for the soul, and the compassion for the soul is to direct it in such a way that that soul does not stay in this material world and continue to suffer. But to give real compassion is to direct that soul into Krishna consciousness so they can go back to the spiritual world where they don't have to suffer anymore. That is doing much better help, giving much better help to that soul than helping with just based on material compassion. So to this day, we're even advised, when somebody wants help from you, give the help, but give it in such a way that they will benefit spiritually also. Sanatana Goswami was doing that. Sanatana Goswami was a disciple of Lord Chaitanya. When Lord Chaitanya asked them to come to Vrindavan, but I said them because he had brothers too, and other Goswamis that were there. And when they were in Vrindavan, the Vrindavan people knew him, very intelligent person, and also spiritual. And he would go visit different homes every day and talk with the residents of the homes. And he would talk about things involving their own welfare. By the way, Srila Prabhupada started like that also. In New York, we have recorded some of the lectures, but then when he was talking, as Devami Swami explained, sometimes he said they wanted to know some things. Those in New York, young people, he talked to them about India because they just wanted to know more things. Shri Nitai Gaura Chandra ki jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So it is not unknown that a person with good intentions of preaching starts off with something that's material, that can be related to the person that they're speaking to. As a matter of fact, I let out something materially in sales. And salespeople know this, experienced salespeople do that. It's just like, without even thinking, you wouldn't know that they're doing it. But the first thing is, we meet a person that you want to, get them involved in some service, sell some goods to or some service to. In the first few seconds, you have to say something positive about that person. So you just look at the person how their demeanor and what's around them and make a comment that's positive to that person in the first few seconds. And that person would be, would calm down and find you a nice person. And speaking about that, I'll tell you one story. So I was with my godbrother right here in Harrisburg. We were going for book distribution, Srila Prabhupada's book. Now, he's from Guyana, Guyanese, so me and him, two black men, and we go to this neighborhood that's pretty much all white. You know America, so I don't have to describe things to you. So we go, and he dresses normally, at that time we didn't have dhotis or anything, we just dressed regular Western style. And if we went to a door and knocked and some woman opened, he'd be very respectful and nice and explain why we're here. And he had a way of words, has a big smile on his face. And more often than not, we were invited inside. He would talk about us doing some fundraising. He described the whole why we're there, and then he say the fundraising is actually not involving just taking money, but we are also giving away books that are spiritual. And he gets to, and he explains it that way. But if he knocks on the door and a middle-aged white male opens the door, he doesn't go like that. As soon as he opens the door, he gets into this mood, and I was just watching him because I'm learning from him. He would take a few steps back and look like this, says, "Don't shoot!" Now, as soon as he said, "Don't shoot," the guy would just crack out, fall laughing, and say, "I'm not going to shoot you." Right? So this is how he started. Because he knows he's a stranger, and he's a black man, and knocking a white person's door, maybe he said, "What are you going to do here?" And some of them have that kind of mentality. So he takes advantage of mentality. And says, "Don't shoot." And like this, hands up, step back, the guy would just fall and start laughing. Okay, so then he just breaks the tension that would be there. Otherwise, the person looking, what does this black person want here? Okay, so that's how he was doing. Now, he's a much better actor than me, so I just let him do, I just follow him, right? So there has to be something that's there, material, to get a person to calm down and be able to hear. Sanatana Goswami will go to different neighborhoods in Vrindavan, and because he was already known, he will first deal with their material things. Ask about how they're doing, all the way out to the animals. How are the cows? And ask all those questions. And then, if they had something that they wanted to, while he was there, ask him, then he'll explain. And we're not talking about Krishna conscious stuff, like anything involving material life. He'll explain. But the one thing he always did was, before the conversation was ended, he would turn it into a Krishna conscious conversation, so that he can give advice about Krishna to those residents. Then that's how he was doing it. So he was open to doing or talking about whatever on a material standpoint, but his aim was to give Krishna to them. Now, that is compassion at a spiritual level, because that advice is good for their souls. So, Krishna did not approve of the compassion, the material compassion that Arjuna was feeling for his kinsmen. Now, Krishna was also acting at another level for Arjuna to save him, because Arjuna, in this case, being a person whose occupation was to fight, a soldier, if he said because of compassion that others would be killed, that he wasn't going to fight, it would also mean that he wasn't going to do his duty, because he was a soldier. And as far as that's concerned, there was a lecture that Srila Prabhupada gave, and he started with a Bengali proverb. Does anybody here speak Bengali? You know? Okay. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to butcher this, because I don't speak well. So what I picked up from Srila Prabhupada, he says, Nasti Bosi Guntata. Does that make sense to you? No? Okay, which means I butchered it. But I'll explain, because I couldn't hear it so well. Hmm? So he was talking about Guntata's bill. Yes? He said it was a bill though, Gunta. Gunta is supposed to be a bill. Gunta. Gunta. Okay, well, that's me and the tape recorder. What do I know? So I warned you I was going to butcher it. Butcher it means I'm not going to say it right. You know, so obviously that's what's happened. Hmm? Talk about self-prediction. So anyway, so he says, a dancing girl that dances on stage. Hmm? So people have come to watch her dance. The audience is there, people who just going to hear and also watching. So this dancing girl sees some of his relatives among the people who have come to watch the show. And she's feeling ashamed because he doesn't want to see, she doesn't want her to see her relatives. I mean, he doesn't want her relatives to see her dance in the way that she's going to dance. She's a little bit ashamed about that. And Srila Prabhupada says, that's not required. That's her profession. You're supposed to dance. You're on stage. You must freely dance. So similarly, Arjuna was a soldier. He had to fight. And showing compassion would be regarded as cowardice, that he's a coward, that he doesn't want to fight. So that was not the correct thing for Arjuna to do. And Krishna pointed that out. Because you couldn't back out because it would be considered weakness of heart. So, compassion as devotees comes down to us. How should we show compassion? Or how is compassion manifest for devotees? In Bhagavad Gita Chapter 16, texts 1 through 3, 1, 2, and 3, there are qualities belonging to, as Sri Krishna says, godly men endowed with the divine nature. And there's a lot of them, beginning with fearlessness and abhayam, purification of one's existence, and it goes on. But at some point, Krishna says, compassion for all living entities. That also belongs to men who are godly. So, compassion for living entities, it can be divided into two categories, the do's and the don'ts. How to show compassion, what not to do, and also to show compassion in terms of what to do. So let's start with the don'ts. We should not create suffering conditions for others. We should not create suffering conditions for others. And under that means don't harm or injure or kill other living entities just for convenience because they are small physical bodies that they are in, and you think that they are in your way, you just get rid of them. Their soul is of the same quality as ours. So before any living entity's life gets taken by us, we have to think twice. Is this convenient? If a mosquito is buzzing around, you can leave him alone. There's a story about that too with Kuladi Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada. Kuladi Prabhu is so funny. I mean, I can't, the way he jokes about things. He said this was in India. And Kuladi Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada, he was with Srila Prabhupada. And Kuladi Prabhu said, Srila Prabhupada, there's a mosquito running around in this room. Srila Prabhupada said, leave the mosquito alone. And then the mosquito landed on Kuladi Prabhu. And this time, Kuladi Prabhu said, but the mosquito is now on me. He says, oh, now you can kill him. He's ready to attack. This is how he put it, right? So then, basically, you got to use some discretion here. He's ready to attack. Of course, he's ready to feed on the person, but he can give you disease also. So at that point, then the point here is that you got to be a little bit more discriminatory. Some devotees literally learned how to get rid of flies. In the rooms, they say they'll go to the window, try to the window's glass. And even I learned that. We take a small container, plastic container, and with the lid, and then we just go, boom, right on top of the, and then take the lid and slowly slide it, and then catch that thing, walk out, and let it go. Like that. But it took ISKCON consciousness for us to understand the living entities are just, they have a right to life just like we do. Srila Prabhupada says, the body is like an apartment. And when you're in an apartment, who can evict you? The landlord. Are we the landlords? Nope. Okay, yeah, so there has to be a case made here. So one of the compassion points is don't create unnecessary suffering for others. The second point is even more serious. The fetus, the unborn person in the womb, should not be killed by abortion. That's also, abortion is against Shastric injunctions. And a person who aborts a child runs the risk of being born in a womb and undergoing abortion themselves. This can happen. So that the person would realize what it is like to be a helpless victim whose tender little body will be sucked out of the womb and torn up, as what happens in these cases of abortion. So let the politicians and people who say I have a right to choice and so on, they don't know what they're talking about. There's so much ignorance in this country anyway. And also they don't have a case, because the law is if you get pregnant and you don't want the child, you can have the child and give the child to social services. In America, it's like that. You can give up a child for somebody else to adopt the child. There's no reason to take your life. But spiritually, you just don't do it. So, another point not to do is don't criticize others. People who are they make it a point to be criticizing, they make it they're just part of their habits to do that. They're not compassionate. They're usually indifferent, apathetic. They don't really care much. So the thing is, if we repeat criticisms over and over and over again, what happens to us, we the ones that criticize, what happens to us, we are going to get weak in our own spiritual life. It's going to get weakened. And ultimately, we may fall down. And this has happened. This is not theoretical at all. It happened to a devotee, male-bodied, Satru Maharaj's disciple, Akidanagri. I won't tell the name, but it was Satru Maharaj's disciple. This person was extremely critical of other devotees. Now, you criticize and say negative things about devotees, you're already committing Vaishnava Aparadha. Now, he's an older guy, and I remember learning some things from him in carpentry. My Guru Maharaj said we have to make a small, doors, a couple of doors in front of the shed. At the time I was living at the Institute House in Girinagri. And I hadn't done carpentry before, and this guy he can build a home. So, and he's just a few yards from me, so I went to ask him. He came and said, can you show me how to make this? So, he started showing me, and by the time he finished, I had been just literally put down in all kinds of ways. And he's telling you, but he's blasting me at the same time. This is very simple math. You don't know how to do this. You do this, you do that. And so he's telling me, but at the same time, I'm thinking all of this mild insults left and right from him. In other words, they're making the point that you just don't have, if you can't do this, then, your IQ is so low, it's not funny. In a sense, he was saying that. Okay, and I was just brushed everything off and heard the essence of what he said to do, took only that. But he was that kind of person. And he gets an opportunity to just, say things. Next thing we knew, he announced to the community, my name is not, and again I said I wasn't going to say the name. My name is not XXX Das. Now call me by my legal name. Call me. He announced the community. You remember him? Yeah, mother, what's her name? Anyway, I won't get it. Since you remember, he's okay. Yeah. So he got tired. He just got down, going down. And finally, he wouldn't associate with a good many devotees. But finally he said, I'm going to stop. You call me by my kami name. The devotee, like that. And the one thing we all knew was that he was critical. He would give gifts sometimes. He brings gifts to the temple, kitchen, and then he specifies, puts a note on it, only these devotees, and he writes them by name. They can use this boga to cook for Krishna. Nobody else is allowed. You see the kind of mentality he was? I mean, you ever heard of that before? But he was like that. And so in the end, he fell down. So if you criticize him, you ask him for trouble, especially if you give it over and over and over again. And so for all of us, we should in fact be nicely telling people who criticize, find a way to get them to stay away from it. So these are some examples of the don'ts. Now, what are some of the do's, the things that we can do to show spiritual compassion? The greatest welfare work for devotees is to preach Krishna consciousness. It is charged by Srila Prabhupada, we should read the books and we also distribute the books and preach Krishna consciousness. Why is it why is it spiritual compassion? Anyone who gets to know more about this wonderful Krishna consciousness is given an opportunity to practice it so that they can go back to Godhead. Now going back to Godhead means all the material suffering is going to end. So if you're helping somebody to go home and not deal with these troubles here in the world, then you really are being compassionate towards that person, because you're pointing the right direction for them to go. The reasons, other reasons are, it saves the soul, the person you're preaching to, from repeated birth and death. Srila Prabhupada was saying the other day that in these short excerpts of Srila Prabhupada's lectures, now I'm in a group that they send this to, and Srila Prabhupada, so this I picked up from his comment. He says, when a person is in the human, souls in the human body, like we are, human beings, and because of acting in a mode of ignorance, they lose that body. Next life, they don't get a human body, and they get a non-human body, whatever it is. It takes millions of years to get a human body again. It's not automatic. It's not automatic. For devotees, they may have a shortcut not because of us, but because of the Lord's mercy, prasada. Prasadam can help us to go from one human body to the next human body, because Krishna is having mercy on us and trying to get us to continue our growth spiritually, so we can wind up at some point, a few births, if not that, the last birth we had, to go back to the spiritual world. But anybody else that's in a human body now that's not Krishna conscious, that is thinking of something other than what they would put, that would help the person to put in the human body. As soon as you go to the animal body or anything lower, it would take millions of years, sometimes millions of lifetimes. Because if you look at the animal body alone, there are 3 million different types of animal bodies. So you talk about going from one to another, to another, to another, to another, based on life, things that they've done previously. So, when we preach Krishna consciousness, the Srila Prabhupada has already said it in such a way that we can reveal the suffering condition of all living entities in the material world. Just by repeating Srila Prabhupada's words, we can actually help people to see. Some people say, oh, I'm doing well, I have nothing to worry about. In fact, there was one lecture, there was a visitor that came. Srila Prabhupada was giving a lecture, his devotees were there. Again, I saw a video of it. And then one of the devotees told Srila Prabhupada, in the questions time, he says, this person here is one of the people who says, I'm okay, I have nothing to worry about, and I'm happy. Srila Prabhupada says, he's a madman. And the way he said it was funny. Old people can see this. He's already said that people who are older, they can say some things because they can look at how regal he looks, he can get away with it. He's a madman. But the point Srila Prabhupada was making, and he said it in a funny way, so everybody just broke out, started laughing, that there is suffering here. Anybody says they're okay, all right, you ask them, you may be okay now, and that's okay. You can pay your bills, you can go on vacations, you can save some money, you have a nice car, and all of that's going on. But look around you. Look at the old people. Some of them can't walk. Some of them are bedridden. Some of them are going through all kinds of trouble with their bodies. You're getting old. You're getting old. Are you going to be in that situation? The answer is yeah. And just ask old people. I remember, and I hope she doesn't mind doing this because I'm going to take an example of Anasuyas, my wife's mom. She had all kinds of ailments. And pretty much her conversation was about what kind of suffering, what kind of disease, what other kinds of diseases, on and on and on and on and on, so many things affecting her body. Finally, she left her body. About, 4 years ago? 4 years ago. But she suffered a lot. So, that's the way it is. One example alone. One example of old age. And then disease. Well, once upon a time, in 2020 to 2021, we looked like doctors, didn't we? Nobody understands this. You were wearing masks, weren't we? Why? It's from China. It's from wherever it's from, we're all wearing masks, scared that we're going to die. You go to Lowe's, cough into your elbow. This, that, on and on and on and on. Visual material world. Talk about having fun. No, it isn't. Anything can happen to spoil what we call fun. So, this whole repeated birth and death and the suffering condition because of disease and old age alone, if we didn't know anything else, we've seen other people die. And it's difficult. But the one thing we all have experience with is disease. And when you get older, you see disease and old age, how that can be like. So when a person is told about how they can get out of the material world, that is the highest compassion you're showing to the person. And many people don't know this. So helping the soul to prepare to go back home, back to Godhead, is compassion, spiritual compassion. Now, there are many ways to get people to hear so that we can share, just like Sanatana Goswami was sharing Krishna consciousness. A few points. Be nice to all people in all circumstances. Just be nice. It goes a long way. Be nice to people in all circumstances. You can show empathy, like putting yourself in the situation of a person that's suffering, feeling that suffering. Show empathy to devotees, because we also need to have good sangha. And be willing to help. We should all be willing to help in dire situations. In situations, at least put in a kind word of support. Sometimes we know that if we're in trouble or somebody's in trouble, we can help them. But sometimes, especially the men, we tend to help physically, not realizing that we can help mentally also. Sometimes a kind word alone. So this person cares about what I'm going through. A kind word of support. And you let them know that you're willing to help at a moment's notice. Just let me know what I can do for you. Because then it becomes, you are looked at as a person who can we can lean on him or depend on. Now, also, as much as you can, it depends on our own moods, be lighthearted, and humorous, even to strangers. Even the strangers. I had a bunch of envelopes I had to go mail. This was part of the marketing strategy being used here in Harrisburg for the temple. So I had about 150 envelopes at that time on batch. I went to the post office. They all have stamps on them and envelopes, so they just needed to be given to the post person. And the post office guy just looked at me and said, "So that's a lot." Okay, well, he looked at me, smiled, and says, "Okay, so I'm going to put them in this container, but I'll take them one by one and put them in the container." As soon as he said that, I saw the joke, because he could have taken the entire thing and got stamps and just dumped them, right? He looked at me and smiled and said, "I'm going to take it one by one." I said, "Oh, I don't mind at all. I can wait till the end of the day for you to do that." So one joke after another joke, it was just lighthearted, first guy. So that kind of conversation you can have, because it changes people's mood. And then when it comes to a point where you can say something about Krishna, even in an indirect way, they're more likely to listen to you only because you've established a light, and kidding, camaraderie type relation with the person. So yeah, you can be lighthearted and humorous. The guy is a stranger to me, but still, I didn't expect it, but he started off and I immediately went along with it so that we could laugh about it. So we've been nice like that, it can turn into a good relationship. So it can open the door to getting into Krishna consciousness with that person later. So, also, wherever we go, if we could give Krishna consciousness in different situations that we're in, whatever the situation is, take advantage of it. So I had to go, and it's happened to people, I had to go to Hershey Medical, physical therapy, there's other things that I had to go through. But the people that I talked to, the therapists, we got a chance to talk about Krishna consciousness. In fact, the very first person that gave me physical therapy, I gave my spiritual master's book, Spiritual Warrior 3, to. We just talked about books in general. And he says, she told me, I finished reading a book and I'm actually searching for another book to read. So I heard that, and the next time I had to see him on a follow-up appointment about Spiritual Warrior 3, only because of the nature of the conversation that we had before. That book was actually quite appropriate. So I let her have it. She said, she didn't expect it at all. I said, "Thank you very much, I'll definitely make sure I read it." Now, there are situations where you meet people who may criticize or insult us. We should never retaliate. That's just one of the don'ts. Don't retaliate by insulting back. You just avoid negative people or angry people. Just avoid them. That's all. Now, how much time? 10 minutes? Okay. So from the Shastra, Mahabharata, Draupadi, she showed compassion. One, Ashwatthama, and the second one is Jayadratha. So we'll start with Jayadratha. So the Pandavas were in the forest, they lost their kingdom, and there was a time that Draupadi, their wife, was by herself, outside. And Jayadratha, the small army, he was just traveling, but he ran into Draupadi. And without Draupadi's knowledge, Jayadratha was actually lusting after Draupadi. And in a sense, through in-laws, through marriage, Jayadratha was related. But still, she tried to talk Draupadi and express how he felt about Draupadi, but Draupadi says, "I am, as you well know, a wife of the Pandavas. You can't come after me like that." But he didn't care. And he abducted Draupadi, put her on the chariot. And then finally, when the Pandavas realized that there had to be something wrong, that Draupadi was not around, they finally found her. The details are there. Found Jayadratha and Draupadi. And Bhim and Arjuna are the ones that went out. They grabbed Jayadratha and realized what had happened, and they brought Jayadratha to the hut. Now, Draupadi, it was announced to her that for abducting someone's wife, the punishment was death. So they could have executed Jayadratha. But Draupadi showed compassion because of the relationship between Jayadratha as the husband of Dushala, and then the relationship with Dushala too. Sisi Nitai Gaura Chandra ki jai, Jaganabadi Subhadra ki jai. So yeah, rather than have Jayadratha killed, she opted that Jayadratha should be punished. So they shaved his head and left 5 strands of hair and left him alone. Ashwatam, another one. He killed the 5 sons of Draupadi when they were sleeping. He deserved the death penalty, but Draupadi again objected, saying that Ashwatam's mother, Kripi, had already lost the husband, Dronacharya. And so the only other relative he got directly to her was Ashwatam. And if you kill the son also, then now this Kripi's husband is dead, Kripi's son is dead, and that would be too much. And I know how Kripi would feel because I've lost my 5 sons myself as a mother. So then she objected. Like that. So yes, from that standpoint, it was material compassion, but still, she showed compassion to Ashwatam. So we should, Krishna is showing compassion to us in another way. And that is the last point we want to make here. Or maybe, depending on the points, we make one more. In Bhagavad Gita Chapter 12, text 13 and 14, quite popular. Advaita sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirankara samadukha sukha shami shantushta satatam yogi yatma krida nishchaya maya pita mano buddhir yo mad bhakta same priya. So here is the translation, and the translation shows Krishna's compassion for us. We need to connect with him at all times, think about him all times, and this is the way he shows compassion to us, by revealing how we can be dear to him, precious to him. And that's what's described here. First, we should not be envious. This is how we got to the material world anyway, by envying Krishna. But we should be a kind friend to all living entities. We talked about that, even the mosquito. We should not think of ourselves as a proprietor because we don't really own anything. Everything in nature, in the material world, was created by Krishna, or through the Vishnu form. We should be free from false ego. We should understand that happiness and distress are part of this life here. So don't let it put us down so much, especially distress. We should tolerate. And when we connect with Krishna, we should be satisfied and control our senses too. And engage in devotional service, being very determined, whatever happens, we are going to do our service and do it to the best quality that we can afford. And as we're serving, we should have our minds and intelligence fixed on Krishna. So these conditions, no envy, being a kind friend, not thinking oneself as the owner, the proprietor, being free from false ego, equal in happiness and distress, because that's the nature of this world, tolerant, satisfied, self-control, and in that mood, engage in devotional service with determination. The mind fixed on mind and intelligence fixed on Krishna, such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. So the way in which compassion plays into this is, if we follow these, try to do as many of them as possible, Krishna would like us even more. And the compassion is, remember, Krishna is the last word on anyone that goes back to the spiritual world. If he says yes, then you can come. If he says yes, then you can come. So if you do these things and you become dear to him, then he would allow you to go back to the spiritual world. Now, how do we know how to be dear to Krishna? We don't know. He had to say it himself. So by saying this to us, he has showed compassion to us, how we can come to him. And the last point is, the greatest compassion showed in this age of Kali is from none other than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda, because they gave love of Godhead freely, without any requiring any surrender clause, no, Sabadava preacher, abandon of all varieties of religion and surrender to me. Krishna is saying that. Lord Chaitanya says, just chant Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Jump up, dance, and chant Hare Krishna. And you get love of Godhead if you do it with focus. So, the chanting of the holy name is important, and the greatest compassion is showed by Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, buddies, any questions or points you want to make, takeaways? You can ask that now. Okay, the mic's on. It's on. You will have to lower the master. Try.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
The last knob on the right corner at the bottom. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Come on.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Prabhu, I was just going to add one point.
Yes, please.
When you were talking about that abortion, so like my Guru Maharaj, Japataka Swami Maharaj, one of their disciples had done something of that sort. So Maharaj got very disturbed knowing that. So after that, Maharaj, through the JPS office, started a new service where anybody who does not want to have a baby, the JPS office will take that baby, and then they will connect with other devotees who are having a hard time conceiving a baby. So so Maharaj, through the JPS office, has already started this service because he is very concerned about all of his spiritual daughters and sons. So I wanted to share that point.
That is compassion without a doubt. Very, very, very wonderful. So that a devotee child can go to another devotee couple. Yeah, wonderful. Any other points? Where to go across? Two more answers. This is very nice.
Okay. Thank you. That was beautiful, Jitmitra. It's goosebumps. Wow. That is definitely compassion, authentic, like amazing. Thank you so much. You mentioned a point in your class about when we give compassion to help someone who's in need of help, we should add spirituality into it. How can you shed some light on that? How? What do you mean by that?
You can always talk about Krishna. It depends on the situation. It really depends on the situation. The point we're making is somehow turn the conversation to God consciousness. One of the easier ways that devotees tend to use, if we talk about something that happened or some kind of help that the person got, or even if they say, oh, I appreciate what you've done for me and everything, he says, but it is actually the Lord's mercy that this happened. Remember we say, all praise to Guru and Guranga, but it's God's mercy that this has happened. We don't know how we meet, what arrangements can be made for us to be together. This is nothing, it's by just accident. So the Lord has made it possible for us now to get together, and then with this, whatever help that you got, again, I'm describing, but I won't say it exactly like that. It's just the description of how it is. But somehow give the praise to the Lord, says, by the Lord's mercy, so and so and so and so has been able, to happen. Yeah. So focus on the Lord more, and we call him Krishna. We call him Krishna. And we have a mantra: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And that mantra will take you to the spiritual world, and you won't have any problems anymore. It's basically just talking and then just right into something short involving Krishna consciousness. They want to know about it, and you tell them some more. Hare Krishna. Good point. Good point. Any other point? Okay, so I don't see anyone wanting to get a mic, so we'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada. It's Vaishnav Thakur ki. Itai Gora Premanande.
Hare Krishna.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. हर प्रसादे भाई ए भव तोरिया जाय कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ होते कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ होते गुरुमुख पद्मावक्या चिते ते करिया क्या आरना करी हो माने आशा आरना करी हो माने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति जय प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा प्रसाद पूरे सर्वा आशा चक्षुदान दिल जे जन्म जन्म प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिल जे जन्म प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान वेद प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान वेद प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाशा जाते वेद गाय जहर चरित वेद गाय जहर चरित तपोवना जय प्रभुपादा 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 श्रील प्रभुपादा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी भस्मचादिशधारिणे Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Pad Paramhans Privachakacharya Stotra Sata Shishimara Sapang Grace AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramhans Privachakacharya Stotra Sata Shishimara Sapang Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Nama Charya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki ISKCON Founder Charya Srila Prabhupada Ki Prem Chikaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Siva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Sham Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mathura Dham Ki Navadvip Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jagannath Swami Ki Ganga Mai Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Shama Veda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaura Bhivanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Nrsimhadev, 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jaya Narahari, 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 Jaya Narahari. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Shri Shri Vigna Vinashaka Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Chandra ki, Jagan Bale Subhadra ki, Jai. Want to welcome devotees to our temple for the Sunday program. Happy to see many devotees out. And hope you had a good week and entering into another week. Lots of busy moments. Couple of announcements would like to share with you is next weekend we have a special guest speaker that's coming. Okay, he's actually from Nigeria, but he spends time in Vrindavan. He's a disciple of my spiritual master. His name is His Holiness Bhakti Vasudev Maharaj Ki. He'll be giving 2 classes. One will be Saturday 5 p.m. at Reading. This coming Saturday 5 p.m. at Reading. And if you need the address to go there, please, go see him. Wonderful speaker, amazing speaker. He's a sannyasi. But he's also he's done a lot of rural preaching in Africa. A lot of rural preaching, a lot of outreach preaching, especially to the academic world. He has a PhD in leadership management and applied sciences. So he's very, very fluent in dealing with the outer world, as we say, in the in the government side, he's really, really good. So I encourage devotees to please attend the program if you can on Saturday, 5 p.m. at Reading. If you need the address or location, please do see Krishna Prabhu right here. And he'll be giving the class here on Sunday, January 21st, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. So we get the mercy twice. We get it on Saturday at Reading and Sunday at 4:30. And we encourage all of you to please be on time. Our sannyasis are more prompt than we are. They really respect Krishna's time pretty good than we are. So please definitely be on time. It starts at 4:30 and Maharaj will be here at 4:30. So please do block your time for that. We have an upcoming festival coming up in February, which is the appearance of Lord Nityananda. The one on the... Yes. Yeah, you all have my right. Yes. Your side left. So it's his birthday on February 21st, Wednesday. It'll be an evening program. So we will share the details out as soon as possible. So please do look out for the emails. If you're not receiving our e-bulletin and you would like to, please do come see myself or either Dear Krishna Prabhu and we will add you to our email bulletin. Am I missing anything else? Dear Krishna, I don't think so, right? Okay. And before we end, if Puru can do the prasadam prayers and then we will get ready for the prasadam. Hare Krishna. Oh, actually one more thing. I just looked at my husband and I remembered. Is we are going to be starting a Bhakti Vriksha, starting up in a couple of weeks. We got 3 devotees that have signed up. But before we start, we just want to make one last roll call, as they say, one last call. If anyone would like to join the Bhakti Vriksha program, it's literally mean the tree of devotion. It's 64 weeks. It's once a week program and it's online. And we normally plan it based on the attendees' availability. So before he starts planning it, we want to make sure that we don't miss anybody. Because if you come in the middle, then you'll have to start after 64 weeks. Because this goes, very structured. So if you're interested in being in the Bhakti Vriksha and you really want to go deeper in your Krishna consciousness, you really want to deepen the tree of devotion in your heart, please do see myself or Parikshit Prabhu and he'll be happy to add you to the classes, which we hopefully start in a couple of weeks before he finalizes the time. Like I said, it's online, it's evening, and it's normally an hour approximately. So, and we'll definitely try to work with, the availability if it's which will be in the evenings. So we'll go into the prasadam prayers and then we'll go straight into the prasadam. Haribol.
Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnave Sapapunyavatam Rajam Vishvasana Vijayate Sharidam Vidyajam Johendiye Gahekal Jifle Vaisheshagar Taramate Jivayati Logoma Sugarmati Takit Daka Simsum Sare Krishna Bala Dayamor Kodi Vare Jiva Jai Swahapashada Melovai Amrita Pao Radha Krishna Gun Gao Prem Dako Chaitanya Nitai Jani Mai Jani Dai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 downstairs.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We have Charanamrit over here. Please do have it.
but we have another one. We have another one. You don't know we have another one?
I think the blue one is there.
Yeah, that's a new one. There's a fault with this, that's why we bought the other one. So. Yeah, but so the vacuum is being picked up somewhere else. So we might as well just put this back. And the other one just work. That's what now.